120,000 Chicago students are currently stuck in failing schools. So parents, if you are looking at an alternative charter school for next year, the deadline is fast approaching. Robin Robinson reports.
1, 2, 3.
Performing arts is one of the unique offerings at North Kenwood Oakland Charter School, but it's the academic performance that keeps it in high demand.
With our lottery process, all students in the city of Chicago have access. We do not have a screening process.
But school director Tanika Island admits there are 7 times more applicants than available seats here at NKO. It has a 14-year track record of success, about what you'd expect when the charter operator is the University of Chicago.
We have lots of parents here who opt for public schools rather than private schools when they could afford the private option.
Tim Knowles heads the university's Urban Education Institute. U of C has 4 charter schools now. Getting into any of them is a crowded lottery field, but students who do come out winners. When the university opened its Woodlawn High School campus, 70% of the incoming 9th graders could only manage 5th grade reading.
4 years later, 98% of them went to 4-year college. How do we do that? Boot camp. It was literally 8 to 5 for the first 2 years of literacy and mathematics. It was brutal. I mean, it was hard work for teachers, for kids. It was just brutal.
The hard work for parents right now is getting into those superstar charter schools, but advocates say almost any charter school is better than a low-performing traditional school.
We have proven that a charter school has a higher percentage and a higher likelihood of getting students into college and graduating from high school.
Look at a school like Urban Prep. They would be the first to tell you that they still have a long way to go on the ACT score front. But 100% of their kids are accepted to 4-year colleges for the last 2 years in a row.
But just try getting into Urban Prep now. Really, try. That's the advice of Phyllis Lockett, the head of New Schools for Chicago.
Parents have to keep applying. We know parents that have applied up to 7 to 10 schools and have eventually become successful.
There is no limit to how many charter schools you can apply to at once. Odds are better for getting into the newer ones, so don't leave them off your list. But read all about them, then go see for yourself.
So you have to do your homework. If they don't have a principal, that's a red flag. If you can't meet the teachers, that's another red flag. The only way you can have confidence that a brand new school is going to be good is by getting to know the people who are leading and teaching in that school.
And that was Robin Robinson reporting, making that legwork easier for you. A big event this Saturday at Soldier Field. The operators of more than 100 charter schools will be there to take applications and answer your questions. And here to tell us more about the event,
Atiyah Colbert, a spokesperson for New Schools for Chicago, and Jeanette Holcomb, a parent who supports school choice. Thank you.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Hi. Thank you.
Let's start with you, if we could, please. Why do you support, why are you a believer in charter schools?
Well, from what I know about charter schools, they provide quality education for students. They have structured programs and a lot of extracurricular activities for the students.
And Jeanette, you have 2 young children of your own, so this is something you were looking to do this year. Is this the first time you've looked into this?
I looked into the charter schools probably about 3 years ago, but unfortunately at the time there weren't any in my area. So I'm looking again because I would like to find a quality school for my children to attend that's in my community.
Atiyah, this seems to be sort of the question a lot of parents have, I'm sure. They're just looking for a quality education for their kids. So what can they get at this expo? How will they get all their questions answered?
Well, the New Schools Expo is actually a really good event. It's going to be free for all parents to attend. It's at Soldiers Field, and they'll be able to ask questions to over 100 different charter schools that will be present throughout the entire event. So you can ask the administration everything from the class sizes to the curriculum to the distance of the school from your home. So it's a free event. It's live at Soldiers Field this Saturday from 9 to 3 p.m. It's indoors and it's able for the entire public to attend.
How does the approach to educating our kids differ with charter schools as compared to, I don't know, lack of a better term, a regular school?
Well, charter schools are free public schools. They're just like the regular CPS schools. However, they are independently ran. So each charter school is able to come up with their own curriculum and their own criteria.
That's interesting. So what do parents do if they get put on one of those waiting lists?
Technically, you have to follow up with the school in order to find out the procedures regarding their waiting list process. But you want to apply to as many schools as possible at the expo. So we recommend that you try to apply to at least 5 to 10 different schools.
Okay. And Jeanette, why do you want to put your kids in charter schools as opposed to CPS public school?
Well, I just want to find the best education for my children. I just want a more structured program, more smaller class sizes especially, and that's my main reason.
Where do you live, generally speaking? Do you feel your neighborhood school doesn't provide that?
Well, I live in the Roseland community, and the schools, sometimes they're overcrowded. You know, their teachers are working really hard to try to provide education for our children, but they're overworked. They have lots of students, and so that's why I'm thinking that if I can get them in a school with a smaller class size and just a more structured environment for learning.
Very good. Thank
Best
you
of
so
luck
much.
to you.
Once
Thank
again,
you.
the 5th Annual New Schools Expo, Saturday from 9 to 3 at Soldier Field. You can learn about the newest and the best charter schools that are tuition-free and even apply right there on the spot. Plus, take part in a town hall discussion with our very own Robin Robinson and CPS CEO Jean-Claude Brizard. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you.